Good morning, everybody. This morning, I want to talk to you about Alzheimer's and dementia. That's a cause that's really near and dear to my heart because that's something that my grandmother had suffered with before she passed away last year. So I wanted to get more educated, and I wanted to educate others about the disease because when I encountered it and when I dealt with it, there were things that I didn't understand about the disease, and it could be hurtful because, we hold our memories near and dear to us. So, when we are conversing with a person and they don't remember those memories or can't relate, it affects you in a different emotional way. So I had to understand that first of all, dementia is just the decline of mental ability that affects everyday life, like in terms of eating patterns. Like my grandmother would let food spoil, and she was Big Mama. Like she cooked all the time. So the fact that she let food spoil, she wasn't cooking, she was losing a lot of weight, was one thing that I experienced in the early stages, as well as, bills weren't paid on time. She wasn't really taking her medicine or her sugar, and she had diabetes as well. Um, and then, traveling, my grandmother was, a homebody. So, one day, thank God my cousin lives nearby, and she saw her, wandering the streets and, traveling outside of the neighborhood, which is really abnormal because she doesn't have a car or anything like that. So, and, her knees weren't as good. So for her to walk that distance, it was really strange. And dementia is really just a broad term, and Alzheimer's is 60 to 80% of dementia cases. And the other most common is, after a stroke, you may gain memory loss and things like that. But Alzheimer's is a type of dementia that causes problems with memory and behavior, and it mostly occurs in people 65 and older, and it's just difficulty with new info. My grandmother a lot of times didn't remember what we had talked about last week or even last month, but she'd get a visitor from 20 years ago and she's on it. She's back to her regular old self, you know what I mean? Her moods were swinging, and then it also causes confusion about caregivers, and a lot of times there would be complaints, and it was hard for us to stand for her because her cognitive ability, and the confusion and the short-term memory loss, where we were like, is this really something that's going on, or is this something in her mood that's shifting? But it's good to know that we got to the bottom of it, and we had great caregivers for her that we were able to work things out with. And also confusions about life events, time. It's like going through a time machine. Like I said, she could remember things from 20, 30, and 40 and 50 years ago. She can remember things from a child. She remembered things that she did with her mother, and she was born in 1936. And she just died in 2016. So for her to kind of remember that going back, and then not remember what's going on now and being in this moment, it was kind of a weird shift. She didn't know how she got certain places, or she didn't understand where she was at times, and that could be tough news to break. I know when my brother passed. My brother was 28 when he passed in 2006, and she would constantly ask, where's your brother? Where's Shaquan? And we had to really just tell her that he was good because he is at peace, and it just really was heartbreaking because we didn't want to stress her out, and have to kind of keep breaking the news to her over and over again that he was gone. And cause her any more emotional or mental stress. So I just wanted to do this PSA to let people know that they're not alone. And shout out to the Alzheimer's Association for providing me with the knowledge that I've shared with you today. Again, know that you're not alone, and that there are caregivers, there are homes, there are specialists out there. There's more than enough support out there for you. Thank you for listening, and I hope and pray that you find the strength to deal with this or comfort others that may be going through this as well.